Yeah, I guess we could chat. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. We need to change his title. Sign it.
You got it right. You got a good point. I'll take care of it.
I'll fix all this shit. And I know you have more ambition.
Yeah.
I try to go through
That's it.
so I can see if you
Keep moving. Keep moving. New books are needed for like exams, for medical stuff to manage.
Yeah, they're for like taxes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can do it.
Well, on theory, paper, I'm not telling you. I'm doing my
Okay. Hi, how are you? Oh, I like your tattoo. I've never seen that before. Thank you. I did last year. Really? Yes. It looks really good. I did last May Seattle. What were you doing in Seattle? I decided to just visit. I love grunge music. And I decided, you know what? Going to Seattle. Really? Yes. My roommate Maddie also really loves grunge music. You should talk to her about it. What? She's like, really? Yeah, the emo one. Yes, my computers are really love grunge and stickers. Really? Who's your favorite? I'm a Alice in Chains, obviously. Oh my god, Maddie too. What? Yeah, that's crazy. The tattoo I did was from the oldest tattoo court in the history of Seattle. Lane Staley, the main singer of the Alice in Chains, his first tattoo was there. Really? It was a BFF tattoo with the guitarist of the band, and I met the tattoo artist of both of them. That's and it was crazy. A friend of the one who did this tattoo. That's so crazy. Yes. Wow, that is. Yes, crazy. I'm obsessed with grunge music. I have like posters of first time Alice in Chains.
You just need to make sure Lou Fracker is already at work.
Yes, that's awesome. From esports. Oh my god, thank God.
Oh.
Yeah, it should. Because we got it working for fee.
That's awesome.
So you just go here, and then what I would suggest doing it to entire screen, and then let me.
I'm trying to convince
Yes, Nathan. Yes.
I figured.
So the way it worked best for fee, I did extend, and then put it this way, and then like if we want the agenda, pretend it's the agenda, right?
Oh, and you scroll it over.
I don't know why it has to go right, but and then you can have like the agenda up there, and that's what's live streamed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
But yeah, make sure you share and then share that desktop instead of.
for architecture. Up to the podium, Ellie Carlson's a fourth-year Master of Architecture student. She's planning on studying health and wellness to eventually work on designing hospitals and health spaces similar to the new Wellness Center. In Senate, she plans on working on programs to assist students in developing a clear vision for what they want to pursue after college, increasing access to mentorship opportunities, and developing public forums for Socratic engagement and invite professors and students to deliberate over contemporary issues. She previously served as an elected senator way back in September, but had to step back due to a scheduling conflict with a grad course that overlaps with these meetings. She's super excited to work with Student Senate Sustainability Advisory Board during the remainder of her semester. So, if there are no questions for our nominee, I'd be looking for a motion to acclimate, and I'd also be looking for people to jump on and join her on these initiatives. Yes, Chair organizes CC Hunter.
Motion to acclimate.
Beautiful. We have a motion to acclimate from CC Hunter. We have a second from Aiden Faust. You don't have to say anything unless you would like to say hi and introduce yourself. But with that, the poll will be you're good. Posted shortly. Yes. Yeah, sure. While we do that.
What is your favorite thing about KU?
My favorite thing about KU, I love our architecture program. Not to sound nerdy, but yeah, that's got to be my favorite, honestly.
Very nice, very nice. If you know anyone else in architecture, we also have one other architecture seat open. So you should reach out to them to go to the Student Senate KU Engage website and fill out the form for replacement senators. That'd be lovely. You can sit down. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that poll is live. That's okay. You have 90 seconds to vote. Get on out there and vote. Hey, let's cut the chatter while we're voting, please. Handan, are you? Oh, can you go ask the building managers to try to fix the sound, please? Oh, never mind.
Someone can check on that, but the sound should be working on the live stream.
Thank you anyway. Okay, that poll is closing, and please join me in welcoming Ellie Carlson to Student Senate. Okay. I'd like to invite up the nominee for from the Elections Commission for Engineering, Alex Reed. Alex Reed is a first-year aerospace engineering student with an interest in politics and business. In Senate, they want to focus on developing programs to support student tutoring, access to affordable food, and general college affordability. She's passionate about addressing campus accessibility by making sure accessible routes do not require taking 3 different elevators, and by improving bike and scooter infrastructure to make project pedestrians on footpath to protect them. They're on the leadership of 2 different community-focused clubs, an active member of finance, and are actively working with another senator on a resolution concerning parking on campus. They look forward for a motion to acclimate unless there are any questions for this nominee. Yes, Stark. Okay, we have a motion to acclimate from Stark. We have a second from Jeff Brooker. That poll will be posted shortly. You're good. Okay, that poll is now closed. Or this assembly will be in order with a result of 2/3 approval. Please join me in welcoming Alex Reed to Student Senate. And nice attempt at a whistle. Okay, so never mind. We're gonna move now into our election for a university senator. We have a slot open. If University Senate meets once a month on Thursdays at 3:30 online, University Senate is the Senate that oversees kind of feeds from Student Senate, Staff Senate, and Faculty Senate. Get to hear from cool speakers like the Chancellor and the Chief Finance Officer, Provost, Travis Goff, and you decide on upper level policies such as what the calendar schedule is and what counts as excused absences and that kind of thing. You're free to nominate yourself or someone else, and you don't have to be a Senate member. You just have to be selected by this body for one. So do we have any nominations for Uni-Senate? Yes, CC Hunt. Okay, Aiden Faust, do you accept? Okay, second from Sean Lawson on Aiden Faust. Not necessary, but shows that they like them. It's a thing. Ivana Stark, yes. Or sorry, Ivana Dominic. Yeah. Yeah, Alice Merganama. Yes, Lane. Rome, do you accept? Cool. Any further nominations from the floor? I need a new pin. Yes, Internal Affairs Director.
I nominate Maddie Atkins.
Maddie, do you accept? Okay. Yes, Alex. All right. And you obviously accept that. Okay. Got 4 nominees. Cool. 5. Okay, last call. See no further nominations for the floor. Can we please?
I have a quick nomination.
Yeah. Okay, Okay.
Go, Jeff.
Jeff Brooker for grad, though. For grad? Yeah. Okay, so Jeff. Yeah, we got that. Jeff's accepted and seconded by Stark. And so if there's no further nominations for a grad representative for University Senate, because we actually also had a grad one open too. It's a no contest vote, so please welcome Jeff Brooker into University Senate. Sorry for not specifying that earlier. Okay, so with that, can we please have Rome, Maddie, and Alex leave the chamber as Aiden comes up to give a speech? Yeah, right. $3 minutes on your first word.
I think I would be a good member of the University Senate because I'm extremely passionate about all things Senate related. For example, in Student Senate, I spend several hours a week outside of this chamber working on Senate. This week alone, I have 3 pieces of legislation I'm a part of that I'm trying to get passed. And when I put my heart to something, I put a lot of effort into it. And University Senate will be no different. There are 2 policies I specifically want to push to get changed in University Senate. As you know, 2 weeks ago, CC and I passed a piece of legislation that would ask for school shooting training for all faculty and staff members, which I would like to pass through University Senate as well to ensure that all people can get trained. On the second, currently, the legal services for students cannot advise against the university, and that is another policy that I would like to change because when we have problems with the university, we have no one to turn to for legal help when we might need it. These are 2 policies that we specifically could change or might be able to change in University Senate. And if you elect me as a senator, I will fight to get these policies changed, as well as ensuring that I read carefully over every piece of legislation that's put in front of us in the University Senate.
Great. So it looks like we have a little time for questions. If there's any questions for our candidate. Yes, Simmer Javed.
Thank you. Could you explain the rationale, or I should say, could you explain your understanding of why LSS can't provide legal services to students in matters against KU entities?
Questions asked about LSS providing representation against KU for students.
There's currently a university policy that was passed by, I believe it was Durham, the Student Senate, and one other person that says that they can't provide advise against the university, but this is not how it's always been. A few years ago, the university they were allowed to advise against the university, which I think is important, especially when we're the ones entirely funding it. We give them $20 per student per semester, which adds up to over $800,000. So I think we should be able to use those resources for students and not for the administration.
Yes, Hugo.
Is there any possibilities of conflicts of interest in regards to legal services or representing students in matters?
Questions been asked about possible conflicts of interest. I'm going to remind us that we keep this germane to the candidate rather than their actual policies getting enforced, but you may answer if you wish.
I don't believe there's a conflict of interest. As I mentioned, that they were able to do it a few years ago. And since we entirely fund it, their interest would be on the behalf of the students, not the university itself. They have no ties to the university besides the name only. The entirety of their space that is provided to them is provided by the Student Senate. The entirety of their funding, which includes all their payrolls, is provided by the Student Senate as well. That it should be for the students, not the administration.
All right, that's time. Thank you very much, Aiden. And please get Rome. Ready when you are.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rome Hunt. I am a freshman. I am an on-campus senator representing KU, and I have been here since a replacement senator since November. However, I have been attending all the student assembly meetings and the council meetings ever since the beginning of the year. As campus senator or the university senator, I believe one way that I could be able to, or one policy I would like to see would be implementing stronger feedback systems for students so that they can be consistently feel like their voices are heard, making sure that their problems and concerns are addressed. I also believe that we could be able to create stronger transparency between the University Senate and the Student Senate, ensuring that Senate decisions are being able to be communicated easier and also communicated among them in the student body. I've held multiple leadership positions before, and I would be honored to be elected to this role. Now open up myself for questions.
Hi, everybody. My name's Maddie Adkins, and I'm currently a class upper senator. And I want to run for University Senate primarily because I want to have a voice in the decisions that shape the student academic experience. So certainly, if you've seen the meeting agenda today, I currently have an amendment for the USRR regarding grade replacement policies, and I'd love to see that continue on with me in University Senate. And I think that as a university senator, I will be most interested in academic policies such as grade policies, academic integrity, continuation, and adding of new programs. But that wouldn't be my only goals, but I would really love to have your support for University Senate.
Answer questions, sir, candidate. Yes, Sheriff Knesset Simmer Javed.
Hello, guys. Thank you. Could you explain kind of like what motivated you to write this, what we have on the agenda today, and kind of like why you were inspired by it?
Questions been asked about the candidate's bill for tonight.
So I'm currently a member of the honors program and pretty involved within the honors program. And I've had a couple of my peers within the program come to me and ask me about grade replacements for the honors program. As I'll explain later, honors courses aren't necessarily guaranteed for honors students to be retaken. So I think that having a policy wherein honors students could retake non-honors classes in place of an honors class would be very beneficial to not only just honors students, but also students within the student body who maybe have taken those honors classes for any reason.
Any further questions? Okay, seeing none, thank you. Or, I'm sorry, my bad. Chair recognizes Esperanza.
Esperanza, upper classman, College of Liberal Arts and Sciences junior. So that bill that you're doing does also count for honors contracts?
Your answer.
Yeah.
So I messaged the academics coordinator for the honors program, and if you retake a class with an honors contract, the honors contract stays with it.
Thank you so much.
Okay, seeing no further questions, please exit the chamber and get Alex.
Wow, twice in one day. What luck. I'm running for University Senate because as a freshman, I've only been here for 9 months and I've seen issues that I want to fix. I've seen policies that I want to change, and I've seen programs that I want to help and people that I want to help. I have almost 3.5 full years left, and that's if I graduate in 4 years, which as an engineering major might not happen. But I have 3.5 years left. I can start now and work policy, work changes, and work improvement through University Senate, through Student Senate, and through every avenue possible to improve the daily life of the KU students and the community at large. I yield my time for questions.
Questions for a candidate? That's okay. Yes, Stark. Chair Stark.
Thank you. You seem very passionate, and I love that, and we need that in University Senate. What initiatives do you plan to bring to University Senate should you be elected?
So, as I mentioned in my application to be a senator, I care very much about accessibility. I find it a little absurd that to get into Wesco from the east or from the west, you have to go around the building, then take an elevator to your floor, or figure out your way through 12 sets of stairs. And I get it, we're on a hill, it's really hard to do that. But when your options are walk a mile or deal with 12 sets of stairs, that is a very hard choice for people who have accessibility issues. I also very much care about sustainability, whether that's sustainability of the environment or sustainability of the people on campus, whether that's bringing them safety or just bringing them affordability. I really want to get bike lanes installed on I would like to get bike lanes installed on Jayhawk Boulevard. As of right now, the bikes and the scooters going through the people on the very thin sidewalks are, to put it bluntly, dangerous. Very succinctly, I recognize my walk from Budig to Great Little 3 days a week in the middle of the afternoon. And there's one person in my calc lecture who gets on their scooter and rides through us. And we're all going to the same place and rides through us. And it's them trying to fit their way through. And if there was a bike lane, it would fix everything. I lost the rest of my train of thought, but.
All right, seeing no further questions, thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you.
Okay, so next, the chair would actually look favorably upon motion to vote rather than do informal discussion, given we've seen these candidates before. But, as always, your call. Yes, Stark. Okay, we have a motion to vote from Stark, and oh wow, yeah, we have a second from Jeff Brooker. Hey Lane, can you go get them, please? All them, please, or Sahej, whoever's going to do that. I'd appreciate that. We'll come back in. That poll is now live. You have 120 seconds to vote on this one, so that we have enough time for all of our candidates to come back in. You can all vote for yourselves as a reminder. And then let's keep it nice and orderly during voting, please. You're doing a good job tonight.
Point of parliamentary procedure, was there a discussion?
No.
Could we have a discussion?
No. We're already voting. Sorry. It's not a necessity that we have it. Okay, there we go. Okay. ARG, I got your presentation, by the way. Order. Okay, so due to no singular candidate reaching a majority vote, we're going to hold another election between the top two candidates. So we're going to have an election between Aiden Faust and Maddie Atkins. All right, that poll's now posted. 90 seconds to vote. Cast your votes. Order. Get your votes in. This poll is closing soon. Closing, gone. Okay, so please join me in welcoming Maddie Atkins to the University Senate. Okay, with that, we can get on to yes, chair recognizes Ugo.
I have a motion to amend the agenda to put resolution 2026-306 before the consent agenda.
Okay, we have a motion to amend the agenda to put resolution 2026-306 in front of the consent agenda. We have a second from Simmer Javed. Great. Do we have any objections to this? And actually, real quick, Ugo, could you just briefly explain why? Wait for a mic, please.
Okay, so the original tables are joining me to present this. They're graduate students predominantly, they wouldn't be able to stay here till whatever monstrous time we get out. And,
All right. Thank you. Okay, so the motion's been made and seconded. I'm actually gonna say, do we have unanimous consent to amend the agenda here? Seeing no objections, thank you very much. It's amended. With that, we'll be looking at generating resolution 2026-306, a resolution in solidarity with the Ronnie Jayhawks. I'd ask our presenters to please come to the podium, and I'll pull up your presentation.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you all for your time today. I am Marissa Tabacoli. I'm not a current KU student. However, I am speaking on behalf of the Iranian Jayhawks within our KU community. I am a former KU student and actually a former student senate member. So I've spent countless hours Wednesday nights in Alderson Auditorium. But the reason I'm speaking on behalf of the Iranian students is one, because of the status quo and what's going on right now within our own community in the States, given what can be going on for minorities and
Hey,
international.
I apologize. Can someone please, I didn't realize that you're no longer here. Can someone please defer speaking rights to our presenter? Sean? I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry. As well as if Iranian students do speak out, especially international Iranian students, that can cause safety concerns for their own safety and for their safety of their family back home. So for a brief overview for those who may not know of what is going on in Iran currently, this is a small little clip of the protests that have been going on within Iran since December. And there have been tens of thousands of deaths, currently 43,000 plus, 330,000 plus injured, and more detained. How do I go to the next slide?
Okay, I think. Sorry. Okay, where's the mouse? I'm trying to switch.
Slides.
Okay.
Can I just escape? Oh, you got it.
Next slide.
Okay, so again, the numbers are estimates and they're ever rising continuously because there aren't any independent investigations that can happen within the country. It is a form of censorship and silencing that the current regime is enacting and has been enacting for 48 years, actually today. Today is the day that 48 years ago, the current regime came into power. And so these brutalities have been ongoing. So again, 43,000 plus people have been killed in this massacre. This stat is from the International Center for Human Rights. Injured 330,000 plus. And this is from the Times. And then 51,500 have been detained. This is from the Human Rights Activist News Agency. And this is happening more and more each day, especially among, oh, this isn't showing.
Bobby?
The screen isn't matching this.
We're not screen sharing. Okay, we're gonna turn this on.
Time's paused, by the way.
You'll match now.
Okay. So the 43,000 plus killed, 330,000 plus injured, over 51,500 detained, and executions have actually started as well, especially within students. A lot of the current uprisings and past uprisings since the 80s have started within student populations, especially university students. So again, I feel like that is something else that should be emphasized and something that can be empathized with as well within this room. So the demands that the Iranian people are asking for is for internet support. There was 3 weeks of a complete internet shutdown. And so again, that is a means of silencing the people within Iran, silencing their voices and completely cutting off any communication within the outside world. A lot of us do have family and friends there. And so 21 days of not being able to hear anything is very dystopian. It is unheard of. And so there is a cry for global support to be able to have more of that implemented. Delegitimizing this current regime because of its human atrocities and calling for the expelling of regime diplomats outside of their country, and the right to protection, which is international protection within the United Nations, again, in response to the mass atrocities that have been going on for the recent protests. And again, this isn't the first time we've been seeing this, but this is the most, the largest massacre that we have seen within modern history of Iran. And so that is just a basic rundown of what is currently going on to help understand the importance of the resolution.
In terms of this, just to preface before we go into open questions, a resolution is a non-legally binding document. So we are not gonna force, we can't force KU to do anything. This is just saying the student body implores KU ought to do something about this. And yeah, questions.
Answer questions. Answer questions. Yes, Chair Kindness is Ivana Dominic. Yeah, so the resolution is also in the Teams and on the ledge tracker and on the agenda. Okay, not seeing, yes, we'll go Chris and then Simra. Chris Cooper, Chair Kindnesses. Thanks, Charlie.
Chris Cooper, OSTEM. So on the third be it resolved point, it says the University of Kansas should publish its statement on its statement. Does that statement refer to this, or does the university already have a statement, or?
There's no statement that the university has put out, so it is urging them to put out a statement because they have done so in the past for other atrocities. One example is the invasion of Russia and Ukraine that they emailed out to student, staff, and faculty, as well as published on the Chancellor's website in 2022.
Okay, Chair Kindnesses, Simra Javed.
Thank you. My question was on the university. Have they provided any kind of support, specifically from the Office of International Affairs for Iranian students in dealing with this?
Questions been asked about the Office of International Affairs. Presenters may answer.
International Student Services has met with the current international Iranian KU students, and they're in ongoing discussions on how to be able to support that community.
Chair Kindnesses, Ivana Dominic.
I'm curious about the appendix section of the legislation. I'm curious if the author has an idea of the likelihood as to whether the university leadership would actually send out the email as provided in the appendix.
Questions been asked about the likelihood of the statement. Presenter may answer.
Well, I don't have raw statistics. I'm not in the mind of admin. But I think given they have done this in the past in reference to Ukraine, it is very possible they might do it in reference to Iran. And once again, a resolution is the way the student body advocates for our position on certain topics.
Great. Seeing no further questions, thank you very much, our presenters. And then be looking for a motion to generate and pass if there's no associated motions, but we'll recognize Victoria.
I have a friendly amendment. Can we add to the list? Victoria Hunter, can we add a friendly amendment to the list for Tracy Mann from the 1st Congressional District to be added to the list to be sent to, since most of Lawrence is in there?
Okay, so no such thing as friendly amendments, despite what we ran through a couple of years ago. We'll have to do this as an actual motion to amend. Can I get a second on the amendment to add Tracy Mann as representative? Second from the author. And we're just going to do all in favor of this amendment to add Tracy Mann as a recipient. Please say yes. All opposed say no. Great, the yeses have it, and this will be amended to add Tracy Mann, representative of Kansas First District. Looking for any other motions from the floor? Yes, Chair recognizes CC Hunter. We have a motion to generate the legislation and to vote, and we have a second from Esperanza. With that, the poll is live. You have 90 seconds to vote. Poll is now closed. Nice. Passing unanimously, resolution 2026-06 passes unanimously. Thank you everyone to our attention and time on that. With that, we will be moving on to the consent agenda. Yes, Chair recognizes Zach Lemke.
Motion to consider Bill 2026-058, Bill 2026-060, and Bill 2026-057 separately from the consent agenda and move them to regular legislation.
Second.
I object.
Okay, no. Hold on. We have a motion to divide the consent agenda into. Can you please repeat? Can you please repeat the bill slowly?
You will to consider Bill 2026-058, Bill 2026-060, and Bill 2026-057.
Thank you. Okay, so we have a motion to divide the agenda to consider 58, 60, and 57. So that's Gamers, WeKU, and Pee Wee Pecker separately. And then we had a second from Ivana Dominic. And so that will go to a vote. We're gonna have to post the poll for this one.
Can we get a clarification as to why the motion was made?
Yeah, Zach, if
I've spoken with many of my fellow senators.
actually, no, this is a debatable motion, so I seeing a lot of hands on the yes, CC Hunter. Yeah. So, and I tried to highlight the bills so that it is easier to see,
B, C, and E.
but it's these three.
C and E would be taken off of consent agenda or kept? Considered individually.
Considered separately. So the rest of the consent agenda could still be passed together and looked at. Jeez. Yeah. So. Okay.
Point of parliamentary inquiry, why can't we know the reason as to why the?
I was gonna have I was gonna have us engage in an actual debate on it because it's a debatable motion. No, like, yeah. Okay, so Zach, if you want to give a speech and take the stand, get on up there. Like, 10. You're gonna get 5 minutes unless I get overruled.
I'm probably not going to use all that. I've spoken with many of my fellow senators, and we do not feel equally about each bill in the consent agenda.
Wait, I lied. I'm sorry. This is not debatable motion. My bad team. My bad team. My bad team. I'm so sorry. I had to check. Please sit back down. Yeah. Well, you can briefly explain in your seat why you're making this motion. Yes, and that's what we do. My bad, guys. Okay, if you can get a catch box and briefly state your reasoning.
All right. I've spoken with many of my fellow senators, and we do not feel equally about each bill in the consent agenda and would like to review these bills separately. Additionally to that, Pee Wee Pecker had not had his presenters available to present the bill in front of us in Finance Council.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so the poll for that to divide. No, that's why we're voting on it. They just don't want to do it. Poll is posted 90 seconds. Maybe it's Serrate is debatable.
He's awesome. I think he's good.
Order. This assembly will be in order, please. Okay, that poll requires a majority vote, and it is closed. And so that motion fails 16-19. Okay, yes, Ivana Dominic.
Motion to view a bill to fund the Pee Wee Pecker amended as a part of regular legislation.
Great. So we now have a motion and to view just the Pee Wee Pecker separately from the rest of the consent agenda. And we have a second from a lot of people. I saw Stacey Hunter first. Okay. And we're just going to do we have unanimous consent to view Pee Wee Pecker separately? Okay, seeing no objections, we will view Pee Wee Pecker separately from the regular consent agenda. Okay, Victoria Hunter, yes. Okay, we have a motion to approve the consent agenda from Victoria Hunter, and we have a second from Alex Reed. Wait, I think we can. Do we have? Yeah. If there are no objections to passing the consent, but no, it says unanimous consent. If there are no objections to the consent agenda aside from POA Pecker, then the consent agenda will be passed by unanimous consent. Objections to passing the consent agenda, going once, going twice. Didn't? No, I'm sorry. I just thought. I got. All right. I was just a little confused on the reasoning for that, but that's fine. Okay, so with that, it will go to a vote. Oh yeah, we can use. Yeah, that's true actually. Do we have is there speeches on the floor for the consent agenda or any other motions on the consent agenda? Just curious. No, I'm just seeing if there are any in case the person who made the motion would like to rescind. But okay, thank you. All right, well, with that, then the poll to approve the consent agenda aside from the Pecker, which is Bill 2026-057, is now posted. You have 90 seconds. A vote yes means that all the bills on the consent agenda will pass. A vote no means that they will fail. Let's cut the chatter down to voting.
Mr. Speaker, can I change my vote, please? Yes.
No, do not announce your vote. Just come. If you ever wish to change your vote before the vote has been cast or called by me, you're totally free to do so. Recognize CC Hunter for point of inquiry. Yeah, so guys, if you're voting yes on the consent agenda, that means you want to pass bills 056 through 061. And we're no debating on, we're good. They're passed. If you vote no, you wish to fail those bills, and these clubs do not receive their funding. Is there any further confusion on this? Please let me know. Oh my God. Everyone who wants to change their vote, please line up by the Internal Affairs Director. Yes, Chair recognizes Antonique. Okay, then come line up. Yeah, okay. This poll is kablooey, and we're going to do a new poll since you guys didn't listen to me. Because I said what it was, I'm just saying. To be clear, to be abundantly clear. All right, lock back in. To be abundantly clear, voting yes means that you approve bills and you want to fund the groups for 5-6, Jayhawks Against Sexual Violence, 5-8, KU Gamers, as amended, 6-0, We KU, 6-1, Blue Books. A vote no means you don't want these people to receive any funding. We are looking at 057, POA Pecker separately. That poll is posted. You have 90 seconds. Let's keep this tight.
You said specifically included or not included. Yeah, I think that's fine. Listen, man, I'm an engineer. I don't know what a shower is. Yeah, on the. Dude, if they ever ask, I forget my like shower. You too, buddy. Yes.
Yeah, we should not have had Judy sit it.
This is ridiculous. Okay, that poll is closed. With the result of 39 in favor and 1 opposed, this clearly passes and the consent agenda is passed. Okay, now, yes, Chair recognizes CC Hunter. Okay, we have a motion to amend the agenda to move Bill 2026-059 in front of Pee Wee Pecker and look at that one. Yes, and Alpha Rho Gamma, the rest of the legislation, to examine that one next in the agenda. We have a second from Ugo. Do you want to briefly explain why?
Sure thing. I was personally asked if I would make that motion by the people who were here speaking to that bill out of a concern of time. Apparently there was also a concern of another bill perhaps taking longer than theirs, and I believe both of them.
Okay, so there was a desire from the presenters to go first. Okay, we've had a motion and seconded. Are there any objections to amending the agenda to look at Bill 2026? Okay. All in favor of amending the agenda, please say yes. Yes. All opposed, say no. Okay, that's more than 2. Go to a vote. If only we could do hands. Order. Poll is posted. 90 seconds. Go, go, go. Poll is closing soon. But not what it would signify. Poll is closing 3, 2, 1. Poll is closed with the results of 30 approved, 7 opposed. This motion clearly passes. Okay, the agenda is amended, and now we will be looking at Bill 2026-059, a bill to fund KU MedSim. Did you want to plug your computer in or use presentation?
Just that.
Bill, that's fine.
Like that or like the presentation or something. The presentation was just like a word basically.
Okay, we'll just do this. Ready when you want to. Let's Please give your attention to our presenters. Our presenter.
Hello, my name is Meyer Hamilton, and I am the treasurer of KU MedSim Club. MedSim is a pre-health student organization focused on hands-on medical simulation and clinical skill development for students interested in healthcare careers. Our club is designed to give undergraduates real exposure to healthcare in a practical, interactive way. What makes MedSim unique is our emphasis on hands-on learning. We provide members with opportunities to simulate essential medical procedures such as administering vaccines, practicing suturing, and developing other foundational clinical skills. These experiences help students build a strong understanding of real-life healthcare situations and allow them to explore whether a healthcare career is the right path for them. Our goal is to increase students' confidence and readiness for future healthcare careers while keeping our club accessible and free for students whenever possible. We are requesting funding to support our CPR certification through the American Heart Association, which is a critical requirement for many healthcare-related jobs, volunteer opportunities, and academic programs. Our CPR certification session is scheduled for February 26th at Lawrence Memorial Hospital, and we anticipate 20 members participating. The cost per participant is $37 for the online training and $10 for the in-person certification, totaling $47 per member. These costs can quickly add up for students, so we are seeking Student Senate funding to help reduce the financial burden and ensure that all interested members can participate. In total, we are requesting $940, $740 to cover the online certification portion paid to the American Heart Association, and $200 for the in-person certification portion paid to the Lawrence Memorial Hospital. This funding would directly support student success by making an essential healthcare certification more accessible and helping our members prepare for future clinical roles. Thank you for your time and consideration, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Answer questions. Yes, Chair recognizes Ivana Dominic.
Last week in Finance Council, we had some discussion regarding the course trainings at KU Hero and Watkins. Did we get any clarity on that? This might be more of a question for the finance chair.
Question's been asked about the trainings. Presenter may answer or defer to the finance chair. They
Oh, I can do this.
Thank you. I have not received much additional information. Last I heard here is that Hero may be more expensive actually than what is listed here. And as a result, I don't really think that that part of the Constitution about duplication of services would apply when they still have to pay for it.
Thank you for that. Any further questions for KU Medicine? Seeing none, thank you very much. Motions from the floor. Yes, Yvonne Dominic. We have a motion to vote from Yvonne Dominic, second from Stark. That poll will be posted shortly. Poll is live. You have 90 seconds to vote. This is for 940 for CPR training. Poll is closed. And this passes unanimously. Thank you. Chair recognizes Lane Lampy.
I move to amend the agenda to place Alpha Rho Gamma in front of Pee Wee Pecker.
We have a motion to now look at ARG instead of Pee Wee Pecker first. Not seeing a second on that. Oh, second from Jeff Brooker. Okay, so it's been motioned and seconded. Are there any objections to amending the agenda? Okay, seeing none, agenda amended by unanimous consent. Done. Next, ARG. Let me pull up your presentation. Ready when you are.
My name is Elizabeth Jane Barliman. I'm here representing Alpha Go Gamma, the metalsmithing and jewelry student organization here at KU. Alpha Go Gamma exists because there's a lot of essential learning happens outside of the classroom. Our goal is to build community around metalworking and jewelry, help students find exhibitions and scholarships, and bring in professional artists so students can learn directly from working artists. Tonight, we're asking for funding to bring in a visiting artist to campus for a chasing and repose workshop. Repose involves hammering the metal from the back to create shapes or decorations, while chasing refers to detailing and decoration with specific shaped punching tools from the front. Chasing and repose has a long history. These are essential metalworking techniques, but are not some taught at KU. The artist has taught across the country and has extensive experience working with college students. The event would include a hands-on instruction, a public talk, so students who aren't in the workshop can still benefit. Our events usually bring around 10 to 15 students, and that's what we planned our budget around. Materials are calculated so everyone has access without waste, and some of the tools we're requesting, like pitch bowls and heat guns, will stay in the club to continue to be used in future and current classes, studio work, and workshops. So this isn't a one-time event. It's something that continues to benefit students after the artist leaves. There are usually less than 50 students in the total metalsmithing and jewelry major, minor, and graduate program. So when 10 to 15 students show up to our meetings, that's over 15% of the entire program regularly participating. On top of that, we have 5 officers who are actively involved in planning and running events. For a program this small, that level of turnout really shows how much the students care about the community and hands-on opportunity outside of class. We are thoughtful about funding. We promote our events heavily, track attendance, and look for other ways to support ourselves when we can. But bringing a professional artist to campus, especially one who travels and teaches nationally, just isn't something we can realistically do without student support. ARG is a tight-knit group. We meet regularly, work closely with our faculty advisor, and really value creating a studio that feels welcoming and inclusive. Many of our members say workshops like this help them feel more confident, more connected, and more excited about staying involved at KU. We are asking for $2,799, significantly lower than our previous requested amount. We try to be as realistic and careful as possible with that number. At our last meeting, we amended $2,811. However, we found a way to lower that number even more. So we are requesting another amendment. We also totally open to looking for adjustments if needed. Thank you so much for listening and all the work you do for Student Senate. Thank you.
Hands for questions, hands for questions. Okay, Ugo, Chair recognizes you.
Thank you for the lovely speech. Have you guys looked into funding from the Community Development Fund?
Questions asked about CDF funding, presenter may answer.
I don't believe we have.
Chair recognizes Carly Black.
Hi, are we gonna need to re-amend to that new allocation amount that you said $2,700? I guess on the bill it's $2,811.
The sorry guys, the version for this bill, Sudex, between the finance version and the rights version, opted with the finance version, 2,800, and then yes, if it's the desire of the assembly would be further amending that to their new presentation because it's not reflected in our legislation. Also, keep in mind, do not look at the budget on the legislation itself because that is not accurate. Just look at the total number allocated. They can work on getting the proper fulfillment for their items. It was the desire of Finance Council to focus more on the number itself. We're gonna. Okay. Chair recognizes Ivana Dominic.
Thank you for your presentation. You had mentioned that you had found a way to cut costs a little bit more. Could you please elaborate on that?
Questions asked about cutting costs. Presenter may answer.
Yeah, so we looked at relative brands as well. Previously, we had different brands of heat guns as well
Great.
as our steel rod cost has stayed the same, and our red pitch pole pads. But we did cut our copper cost, which is the material that is required to do for this event, in half, almost in half, to 10 from 17.
Okay. Seeing no further questions, thank you very much. I'd also like to note that clap it up. I would also like to note that regarding our engineering senator's question about if it needs to be amended, if it's the desire of the assembly to amend it, we can. I will also note that on fulfillment, if not all of this money is spent, then it goes back to us. Kind of makes it a little more difficult to see how much money we have in the budget, but that's the gist of it. Chair recognizes Aiden Faust. We have a motion to table the legislation indefinitely. We have a second from Ugo. I've been informed that there's a desire to move this to CDF funding. Yes, Chair recognizes Vanna Stark. Can we wait for Cash Fox?
Hi, I understand that hearing the word tabled indefinitely is concerning, but there are other avenues of funding, so we are running low on Wednesday night. CDF is essentially another form of funding, and we actually have quite a bit, and we've been trying to recruit for it. And
Hey, I'm sorry. I thought that we were done with questions, and so we were on to move it from the floor.
Yeah,
So
I wanted to ask to just kind of tell them what CDF is, so that way they don't have a worry.
okay.
Yes, we also applied to another grant, and then Charlie had us apply to this one, and so now we're going to apply to a third one.
Great.
Yeah, I'm gonna object to this motion.
Chair recognizes the Internal Affairs Director, which no, we just vote on it then. Okay. So there's been a motion made and seconded to table indefinitely Bill 2026-055, so it could be on CDF funding. Notwithstanding any possible fulfillment issues, we're going to start and work on these. Are these questions or are these subsidiary motions?
I have a point of parliamentary procedure.
All right, what's up?
I'm curious how we went from questions to applause, and then there was discussion about a motion, and then now we're voting on the motion. Could we backtrack just to?
Yeah. Okay, so I said, seeing no further questions, thank you very much to our presenters. Clap it up for the presenters. Done with questions because I didn't see any further questions. Then we had someone make a motion to table the bill indefinitely. That motion was seconded. Now we're talking about that motion. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, thank you. Chair recognizes the Finance Chair's Board Order. What the person making the motion was looking for was not to table the motion, but to postpone indefinitely. My apologies. So that this could be on CDF. Now, Lane or Zach, did you have further questions on what's happening or where we are? Yeah. Can we get some clarification from our advisors on fulfillment timelines for CDF versus Wednesday night right now, please, if possible?
kind of had me distracted back here, but when's the next CDF meeting?
Yeah, can we just, I'd like to recognize our CDF chair to say when the next CDF meeting is. Tuesday, the 17th. Thank you. That's what we need to do. So, see, was it Tuesday, 17th? Yes, Lane. You have a what? Okay.
And this event is March 11.
Yes.
Fulfillment should be fine.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we're now going to be moving into positive and negative speeches on suspending this legislation indefinitely. Can I get all thumbs in the air for positive speeches?
We do not know what's going on.
Oh, sorry. You guys sit down. Like, you're good to sit down. I'm sorry. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just one quick point of information. They came in after applying for line item funding just before the break. And since ARG didn't have allocated line item funding, I advised them to apply for Wednesday night funding, which is how they kind of got here. I just wanted to add that clarification that they were a little confused, and I was the one to advise them to come to Wednesday night. So not their fault that they didn't apply to CDF.
Appreciate that. Is that okay? All hands in the air for negative speeches. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. First time we get to do this. That's fun. Okay, so we're going to alternate between positive and negative speeches. We must end on a negative speech if there are still negative speeches on the floor. Who would like to give the first? Okay, so I get to pick then. Cece, you made the motion. You get to give the first speech.
Hi, friends. I was just going to come into the back to explain what CDF is. Part of the discourse that I've been having with our student body president, as well as other members of Student Senate, is that CDF is an often underutilized form of funding. It exists in the exact same block, essentially, as Wednesday night funding. The stipulations between the two are virtually the same. The only distinction is that there is a call for all members of the community to be permitted to be allowed at the event. So, in order for the CDF funding to happen for this particular budget proposal, they would just have to have invites that specifically say that it's open to all members of the public. Now, that does not. That is okay. It can still be passed through Community Development Fund as long as that invite exists. It does not mean that all people are going to go to that particular event. And the largest reason for this particular not tabling, but postponement is that there are concerns for the budget that we have for the rest of the semester. Those concerns mean that if this is taken to vote, theoretically speaking, it could be rejected, which means that you wouldn't then be allowed to necessarily reapply after it's rejected. That I'm getting faces. That's probably wrong. But if it's postponed, you're still able to.
What's your point of order? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Speech time, unpause and unpause. Sorry.
Thank you. You're still able to go to CDF, which does not have any qualms for funding, and again is essentially the same as Wednesday night funding. It's just not often used. Its next meeting is next Tuesday. The frustration is very understood. It is not on the fault of either of the people who are here speaking tonight. It's more so on the way that Student Senate specifically tries to advertise what Community Development Fund is. As you are an extracurricular that is within the community, you fall under the sector of what CDF stands for, which is developing the activities there. And so that's why the postponement and the suggestion exists for you to go to CDF instead. I know it's stressful. CDF is very chill. We're a very fun group. It's pretty small. You just come in and you say, hey, here's what we're doing. And then we talk about it. And that's about it. I see the rest of my time.
Okay. Hands for questions. Yes. Alpha or Gamma representative. Wait for a catch box, please. And please do not interrupt our speakers and have all questions and talking go through the chair.
I think I will speak for all of us. I think we just would love to figure out the best way to get the funding. You seem really good at finances and stuff like that. So if you, and just the opinion of most people, do you think that we will be able to receive the voted upon funding before our events in March? I think that it's all right.
Let's keep this a question, please. Presenter may answer the start of their question about the success of receiving funding in CDF.
CDF funding is very similar to that of Wednesday night funding, in which after an item is passed under CDF, it takes about 2 weeks for that funding to then be allocated. After February 12th, exactly 14 days, which is about the maximum of which that funding would have to take place, falls before the time of this particular date. So there is not an issue of this funding being able to reach this particular event / fund it by the time the date actually occurs. The concerns are more so about the difference in funding between Wednesday night and Community Development Fund.
For the questions late, okay, Chair recognizes Aiden Faust.
Can the speaker give further context about the budgetary concerns if we pass this bill?
Questions asked about budgetary concerns. Presenter may answer.
I actually would like to have our wonderful treasurer answer this question because I don't recall the amount they said is currently where we're at.
The amount remaining of Wednesday night fund is, it's okay. I think it's 17,000, and the amount of CDF funding remaining is 31,000. Further questions for our speaker? Yes. Oh wait, no, sorry. Carly Black first.
I guess my question would be, did you add in the estimated shipping costs of that allocation so it's a good 4 weeks before they're able to receive?
Questions asked about fulfillment timeline. The speaker may answer.
I did not. I was not aware that there would be an increase in shipping costs for those particular items. That is definitely a warranted and heard concern. I don't believe that there is like assuredness that it would take that long. All I know is how long it takes for the funding to happen under CDF.
For fulfillment, it's done by the same program coordinator. There's not a different process, so the timeline is the same. If you can keep it brief, yes, that member of ARG.
I believe what they were trying to ask is, have you calculated for shipment time? Because most of these, could third-party purchases, right? So 2 to 2 weeks typically.
For sure. It would be the same if we're passed here tonight versus if it were passed next week. The only distinction being that it would happen next Tuesday rather than today.
All right, that's our time. Okay, thank you very much. Next, I'm going to recognize Kay Eckert for a negative speech. You have 5 minutes, first word.
Thank you. I want to start off by saying I really respect your guys' dedication to being fiscally responsible, but I think that there are 2 reasons why we should just go ahead and pass this today instead of tabling it. First off, it's super disrespectful to our clubs to have them come to 2 assembly meetings and then end up 3 assembly meetings and then end up just tabling their bill and asking them to apply for funding elsewhere. The processes that clubs have to go through are super confusing, and we're not doing anything to make that easier for them. We are actively impeding their ability to be granted the funding that we have taken from the student body to allocate to these student clubs. It's super rude. I would like to apologize on behalf of Student Senate that we are making you guys jump through these hoops. Secondly, I would like to say, and this is my personal opinion, CDF does have a niche, and I think it's weird that we're trying to assign it one, like food funding or funding for when we run out of Wednesday night funding. Just because it doesn't say the DEI fund doesn't mean that's not necessarily what it's for, but that's my personal opinion. And then also, I would like to add, there's the question of fulfillment. I don't really care about that. I think that we should just go ahead and table because it's disrespectful of us to ask them to go somewhere else. But it is a concern that they might not be able to get their stuff in time. Also, we're not running out of money. We've paid off our deficit. Things are looking good. Let's support our student groups and vote on this tonight. Thank you. I yield my time.
Answer questions. Clap, clap, clap. Chair recognizes Mia Keen.
Question for the speaker or the speaker, whichever, whoever knows.
Is there anything against this club getting funding, possibly further items tonight, if the assembly felt favorable upon that? And then also circling back to CDF and getting food funding, because I believe there was a cut in their catering funding. Are they able to do both? I believe the answer is yes.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Thank you.
Further questions for speech giver? Seeing none, thank you very much. Aiden, yes, CC Hunter. Okay, we have a motion to vote from CC Hunter. This is in order. We ended on a next speech. We have a second from Chris Cooper. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we have we have a motion to call a previous question to end debate on the motion to suspend indefinitely. Yes.
So are we just skipping
that?
Yes. That's, yeah.
Are you okay with that?
Okay, so all in favor of closing debate, say yes. All opposed, say no. All right, the yeses have it. Debate is closed. And then a poll voting on suspending indefinitely the bill is live. If you vote yes, that means that the bill is lost in the legislative process ether, essentially, or it's not lost. It can be brought up again whenever, and I believe the desire is that this group applies for CDF funding. If you vote no, that means that then we will be done with this subsidiary motion on this bill, and we'll be looking for further speeches, amendments, discussion, debate, motions for. Okay, and the title on the title on the link says motions to table, but to be abundantly clear, this is, and you can see when you click into the Microsoft form, a motion to suspend this legislation indefinitely. Does anyone not know what suspend indefinitely means or have any questions on this? Yes, so suspend indefinitely means that it can be brought up in like any future meeting of the assembly. It's not lost, but it's not passed either. It's in limbo. If that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, that poll is live. You have 90 seconds. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. That poll is deleted with a result of 5 approved, 36 opposed. The motion to suspend definitely clearly fails. Looking for motions on the floor, Victoria Hunter. We have a motion to vote on the bill from Victoria Hunter. We have a second from Jeff Brooker. Seeing no objections, we'll post a poll to vote on the bill. Poll is live, 90 seconds. Poll is closed. With a result of 35 approve and 2 oppose, this bill clearly passes. Yes. With that, we're moving on to the Pee Wee Pecker Bill 2026-057. Is Dot Smith present? No. Yes, Nick Castro. Great. Nick Castro, if you'd like to come up and present the bill, and I'll pull up the presentation. Go ahead. 10 minutes, first one.
Go. All right. Good evening, everybody. I'm Nick Castro. I'm representative for the Pee Wee Pecker. I'm a part of the club and all that good stuff. We are a satirical newspaper. In fact, we are the only one on campus that does what we do. We are a club organization that allows for students who kind of like the UEK allowed to develop their professional skills in the writing sphere particularly. We do things during our club meetings such as discuss what AP style would be, discuss voicing and lead and bridges and all that kind of journalism goodness. Particularly for this ask, I believe it is $475. This one in particular is for the conference that we have coming up February the 27th between all the satirical newspapers in the Midwest. We have speakers from The Onion, which, if you know what The Onion is, it's a bigger satirical newspaper that has publications all across the country. And we have speakers from them, as well as other professional workshop people to come and discuss, satirical writing in general, sort of professional tips and tricks. And I believe also part of that money is to maintain our domain and WordPress, which is vital for any organization in the 21st century. I mean, everybody has a website. We need a website. It has all of our stories, all of our writers and editors and that kind of stuff on there. With that, I suppose I yield my time to questions.
Chair recognizes Ivana Dominic.
Thank you for presenting on behalf of this organization. I'm curious if you know as to why the author wasn't able to present today or last week.
I do not know the exact reason, but I know that he wasn't able to make it today because I was actually asked to present in their stead. I suppose that they forgot to update that, but yeah. So I don't know the exact reason.
Chair recognizes Sam.
I would like to ask if the speaker would please clarify what this would be funding, as in the budget it states that it's for newspaper issues, which does not line up with your presentation.
Yeah, so newspaper issues. Oh, sorry, that was my mistake. I actually forgot about that too. We do print physical copies of paper from Jayhawk Inc., I believe, and some of that money would go to that funding, so we could have physical paper as well as the website.
Chair recognizes Zach Lemke.
Last year, you guys did not ask for pizzas within your funding request. Do you think that pizza is necessary this year?
I believe that unlike discussions between clubs that just have pizza to get members coming in, I don't believe we are an establishment that does that. This pizza would be for the conference because it would be the first satirical conference in the Midwest, and we're representing KU as a whole, as well as the entire network of satire newspaper. So I believe that in order to leave a good impression, it would be conducive to have food and pizza and all that like.
Chair recognizes Lane Lamping.
This conference is being hosted at KU.
Questions asked about where the conference is being hosted. Prisoner may answer.
I'm blanking so hard. I believe it is yes. I am not well versed enough to tell you exactly where, but I believe it would be at KU, yes.
Chair recognizes Yvonne and Dominic.
Would the speaker suggest that food is vital to the mission of this organization?
I wouldn't say it's vital to our mission in particular. After all, we are a satire newspaper. It's not like we need pizza at our meetings. But for this conference in particular, I would say that it would be vital to leave that impression that KU is a professional establishment, that we are here being serious, and we're not just a bunch of people who like writing funny jokes on paper, and we're actually taking it seriously.
Okay, seeing no further okay. Chair recognizes Zach Lemke.
Do you think that the original amount that was proposed of 4 pizzas would better serve than the 2 pizzas currently on the bill?
I was not there when that conception was really like cognated. I would say that the current 2 pizzas should suffice, especially since it was amended, which means that, there was deliberation regarding that. So I would say that if this is like the council's wisdom, that would be more than enough to substantiate what we're attempting to do here.
Okay, seeing no further yes.
I have a question for the Chair of Rights and Affairs.
Yeah, let's also leave that for when we have a new prisoner. Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, can I ask my question? I was just curious if the
Yeah.
author of the bill was able to present at Rights and Affairs Council.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much to our presenter. And just the question was asked about if the author of the bill presented in rights. They were. Okay. Looking for, yes, Jeff Brooker. We have a motion to close discussion and vote. We have a second from Stark, and seeing no objections to that, we will post a poll on Bill 20. It's posted live 90 seconds ago. Order. Okay, so this poll is closing in 10 seconds. 9, 8.
Madame Internal Affairs Director, votes.
Just do it on your phone. right, this poll is now closed with a result of 33 approved and 5 opposed. This bill clearly passes. Okay, with that, we move on to our next item of legislation, which is a bill to amend 239 of USRR as amended by rights. Please turn your attention to Maddie Atkins.
So as I discussed earlier, this bill is basically just amending the USRR to can we have it put up? Okay. As I stated earlier, this bill is to amend the USRR to be for honors students to be able to retake honors classes as non-honors classes, and also to be able to retake non-honors classes as honors classes. In addition, undergraduate students will be allowed to retake graduate level classes that is currently not in writing. And my reasoning behind this bill is because honors students, either honors courses are not like guaranteed by the honors college. So if we want to make things more flexible for honors students or people who retake honors classes, I think this would be a good change. And in addition, graduate level classes undergraduate students not being able to retake graduate level classes is kind of backwards, considering that many departments either strongly suggest or even require undergraduate students to take graduate level classes. For example, in the physics and astronomy department, astronomy students are oftentimes required to take at least one graduate level class to graduate with their undergraduate degree. So overall, I just think these changes would provide better flexibility for students. My time.
Hands for questions. Henry Whalen.
Did you have any conversations with the Office of the Registrar? And if so, what was the content of those conversations?
I did not talk with the Office of the Registrar because if this passes through Student Senate, then it'll go through University Senate and potentially be amended anyway. I did speak with the Honors Academic Coordinator about honors contracts and grade replacements, and he didn't have anything to say about it.
Any further questions? Chair recognizes Yvonne and Dominic.
I'm curious if the author has had any conversations with anyone from governance, whether like the University Senate President, Suzanne Scales, or Shayla, I think is her name. Yeah.
So the only real issues that we discussed in Senex when this bill was brought up was potentially issues with the Office of Registrar and how it would look on like a formalized transcript.
Did you have conversations with
Questions been asked about conversations. Okay. We're going to defer to the Internal Affairs Director to answer questions about talking about this legislation with shared governance members.
I emailed Poppy, the University Senate President, and she did not respond.
Great. Further questions for speakers? Seeing, yes, Mia Keen. Go ahead.
I believe during that Senate executive conversation mentioned there was a mention of a stipulation included in there that courses that how something is reflected on a KU student's transcript to them may not necessarily be reflected in the same way to schools that they may be applying to for graduate studies, just because of possible conflicts within the registrar. Is that within your bill currently?
Questions been asked about registrar. The speaker may answer.
I can clarify.
Can I?
Yeah, can we
Yeah,
get further
sorry.
clarification, please, on the question?
So basically, because of that registrar issue, the fact that they may not technically view, because of conversations with other schools and how core requirements are standardized across areas, something beyond my understanding. But they're basically mentioning that there should be a stipulation that what a student sees as a KU student and what KU recognizes may not be recognized in the same way by graduates institutions or other institutions that students may transfer or apply to.
Presenter may answer.
And is that included?
That's not included, but I haven't really considered that, I suppose. But I think that if this is for an undergraduate degree, then these graduate classes wouldn't transfer.
Further questions for the speaker? Okay, seeing none, Yvonne, Dominic, or no new ones, new speakers.
Do we know why this isn't a current practice?
Questions asked
As
about
it currently stands?
why this isn't already happening? Presenter may answer.
I can imagine it was probably just not thought about. I feel like the honors program is large, but maybe not in the forefront of their mind when they were writing this in the USRR.
Okay, seeing no further questions, thank you very much, Representative. Looking for motions from the floor. Yes, Lane Lamping.
I moved the previous question.
Okay, we have a move to previous question. We have a second on that. Yes, second from Victoria Hunter. Seeing no objections to moving to previous question, the poll will be posted. As a reminder, this is not unilaterally amending USRR. It's just proposing it. Can be changed as part of the review process. In Uni Senate, a vote yes is saying that Student Senate says this is good. Want this, vote no means that nothing happens. Polls live. Please get your votes in.
What is the speaker's favorite color?
Blue.
I differently. No.
Hey, we're good. It's just wrong.
What's your
Yeah, no, I know.
You brought up, yes, you brought up. Section 5.
Aware.
I, the general.
I already have the
Order. Okay, the result, order. There'll be order in this chamber. With the results of 46 approved, 1 opposed, this bill clearly passes. With that, please turn your attention to our presenters for Resolution 2026-305, which was previously in Community Affairs. Got redone. 10 minutes ready when you are.
Okay. Robert, is there a way for me to put this up here? I mean, I have it on my laptop here. It's on the agenda you sent to me.
Whatever. Bro, can we just do it on here? Because I have it.
Dude, I'm okay doing this on here. I'll try that now.
Make sure this is.
Hello. I'm sure everyone loves hearing my voice up here by now. Seems like you're my best friend because I'm here every week on end. So 3 weeks, no, not 3 weeks. Last December, me and Sasha and Aiden were on a voice call, and we were talking about what exactly KU has as provisions or protections for international students or DACA students or undocumented students here on campus. We looked online and we saw nothing. There was no page, no policy, stata. It was very blank. So we devised a plan to create at least some type of resolution to kind of urge university governments to do at least something. The bare minimum, which is having maybe a website or giving out people know your rights pamphlets or something to protect people here on campus. So we got to this, and this resolution, if you read through it, the main gist about it is there are two things. The first thing is we want KU to publish a website that kind of adds all of these, culminates all of these into like one central web page. I'll deviate from the bill for a second, and I'll show you an example at my favorite alma mater, UMN. So if you search up, that's wait 1 second, UMN, nice protections. Professor, they taken down they didn't. Twin Cities. Do I have to put Twin Cities now? Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm afraid I'm really terrible at technology. Anyways, I'll go back to the bill. It seems like my searching skills are terrible. I'm very sorry. I'm tired. So if you look up at Minnesota, they already have some policies in regards to U.S. immigrations and customs enforcement, and it kind of just tells you what exactly your protections are as a student that goes to the university. And that's the main thing I wanted to pass through. And originally we were going to ask for KU to create policy regarding ICE, but it seems like we already do have policy in regards to federal agents on campus, but we just want more specific policy in regards to immigration and customs enforcement. And the last thing about this resolution is we simply ask KU to make sure to give any federal immigration service or any federal enforcement service the minimum necessary information required by whatever state laws are in charge. Questions?
Can I add on?
Yeah, go on.
And then just to kind of clarify a few things, we've already talked to 2 different departments at KU. We've talked to International Students Services, and we've also talked to Legal Services, and they've both confirmed that there's nothing wrong with the resolution, and they've given their support to the extent that they can.
And additionally, we also talked to the Office of General Counsel, who was confused why we brought a resolution to them, because a resolution is not a legally binding document. But they said it was okay.
Answer questions. Chair recognizes Yvonne Dominic.
I'm curious if the author and the sponsor could share their motivations for writing this resolution.
Questions been asked about the motivations for writing a resolution. Speakers may answer.
Well, all my family here in America is in Minnesota, and there's a lot of fear all around on college campuses for immigration and customs enforcement coming whenever people decide to protest or voice any dissent to whatever administrations we have. And my main reason for writing this was to ensure that there's at least some form of bare minimum protections for students on campus.
Chair recognizes Simmer Javed.
Do you guys anticipate any maybe unintentional effects of passing this resolution, such as like potentially a more focused gaze by ICE on the KU Lawrence campus as a result of this that might negatively impact KU students?
No, I don't anticipate that. We've seen the Kansas State, who I don't like Kansas State as much as the next KU student, but we've seen K-State pass a very similar resolution, and we haven't seen any like blowback from ICE or the Kansas State legislator or any organization that we might anticipate negative reaction from. And so like the likelihood is essentially 0% because K-State is it's a more conservative campus, which is where we would expect to see that blowback. And we haven't seen any.
Further questions? Okay, seeing no new hands, Yvonne Dominic.
Were there any other hands for questions?
No.
Okay, I just had my hand up. Okay.
Oh,
I wanted to make a motion.
okay, cool.
I
Thank
can
you very.
if there were questions.
No, there's no other questions I saw. Thank you for our presenters. Okay, so, Yvonne, did you want to make a motion?
I was going to make a motion to amend for the and be it ordered section. I was going to ask that the speaker and sponsor would add a recipient to be KU Legal Services for Students.
All right, there's been a motion to amend the resolution to include LSS as a recipient. I'm seeing a second from CC Hunter. Okay. All in favor of amending the resolution to include the recipients, LSS, please say yes. All opposed, please say no. Great, unanimously, this amendment passes. Make that now. Okay, any other motions from the floor? Yes, CC Hunter. We have a call to previous questions, and then we have a second from Esperanza. Dude, I really want to get the hard C in there for some reason. Okay, so it's been motioned and seconded. Are there any objections to closing debate? Okay, seeing none, the poll will be posted. Poll is posted. You 90 seconds go.
Sure. What are they?
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So with a result of, hey, order, please. Yeah, that's right. With a result of 36 proof and 2 opposed, this bill clearly passes. Great. So that brings us into roll call. So we'll turn over to the Internal Affairs Director. Please maintain order in the assembly for roll call, please.
Okay. Angel Rivera. Benchtalk. Lawson. Singh. Palmer. McNally. Keen. Chapin. Hunter. Javed. Gardner. Hardesty. Lee. Gerritsen. Sullivan. Bourne. Suter. Ware. Shelton. Henning. Stockwood. Lou. Opie. Harris. Morse. Bernstein. Amara. Schmidgel. Green. Hess. Faust. Ellis. Atkins. Montero. Viafia. Crepes. Baldwin. Black. Dominic. Rome. Other one. Montgomery. Limke. Cisneros. Rivera. Oh, sorry. Benuelos. Suarez. Ritter. Castro. Yingling. Robinson. Brooker. Mosher. Beasley Murray. Clemens. Kasevin. Young. Stark. Hunter. Harrington. Haney. Hunt. Lamping. Lopez. Biala. Bele. Tran. Boyd. Dockney. Cooper. Highland. Monty. Ivana Dominic. We're good.
Okay, so we're gonna be looking for our motions to adjourn, but please make sure that you go and one of our Associate Center for Community Affairs has handouts to pass out. Announcements is not on the agenda for tonight. Jeff Brooker, yes. Nope. Jeff Brooker. Yup. It's not. It's out of order for not being an order of the day. Oh my gosh. We've already completed roll call. If you want to talk to your fellow colleagues, I would ask that you do it after the meeting, please. We have. Great, thank you. Out of order and order in the assembly. Jeff Brooker is the only person being recognized to speak right now. What do you have to? We have a motion to adjourn from Jeff Brooker. We have a second from Sean Lawson. If there's no objections to adjourning, we'll be adjourned at 8:51. Seeing no objections, we are adjourned.
How are you? I'll take one.
I had to give the own call a try, you know. Man.
Let me put this away. Yeah. Do you want the extras?
Yeah, I'm going
Okay.
bouncing in the morning.
Will you give me 1 sec to
Yep.
put this away?
Let's edit this live stream. Live stream. Good night.